All right. So I'm gonna buckle down this year. Um, in general, I want to see what I can build. I want to see what I can do. I've been wanting to see this for the longest time, but I need to put in the work that I've never put in before. And yeah, no, so like we're gonna just try this out and see what happens. So I mean, like I think this will be like good, valuable content to anyone that's also starting out. You know, making a YouTube channel. Not just that. Like you even got like Twitch streaming and like starting a podcast. I don't care what it is. I think you'll find like this to just be like, maybe it's not like the be all end all thing in learning something, because you might not learn anything, but it might just be a good idea to just like get inside other people's head, what other people are thinking, and like try to, maybe it might just help you come up with thoughts in order to help you grow your content creation journey, right? So one of the things I'm doing this year is I am going into uh I've started courses for these Google certificates to get I'm going into digital marketing and e-commerce. And it's been helping me out a lot of like just kind of understanding building a brand, which I think is like a key thing to all of this now. I don't think this was definitely not how YouTube was like 10 years ago, or actually it might have been 10 years ago, but like it wasn't how it was like early 2000s. That's for yeah, that's 20 plus, right? So like it wasn't like this early 2000s, but now we, if we're wanting to really establish a presence, we need to build a brand for people to connect with, right? So I came across this subreddit, and I'm going to just kind of read it and like read like the comments and stuff, because like I was glossing over it and I just thought it was like, this might be something we should talk about, you know? So let's go ahead and get into that. All right. So it was posted by u slash wood clip, I guess. Something I noticed about bigger channels in my niche. The bigger channels in my niche keep getting views on videos uploaded months ago, and here's the funny thing: they're not even there's not even doing anything special or out of the box. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm like slow. I am dyslexic, and it is going to definitely show. Uh, thumbnails. They're just basic template, or even select a screenshot from the video and layer some text over it from a graphic design perspective. Um, their thumbnails are shabby. Titles very basic and not keyword rich at all. Descriptions, again, not keyword rich. Their description box is mostly empty, save for a list of links in their social media. First 30 seconds, nothing special, just an intro. They actually, the actual meat and potatoes of the video are somewhere in the middle or at the end. Tags, very few or none at all. It's like they're not even trying. And before I get into this, I've noticed this too. One thing I think to like take into consideration is that they're not necessarily trying to grow. So I think these things can help with that. But if you're already insanely big and your goal is not to grow, or you're not using, so like, just because like they're not using a general marketing strategy for this part of YouTube or whatever doesn't mean that they're not doing it in general. They might just be, if I'm being honest, they might just be buying ads. Like, that wouldn't surprise me if a good chunk of them are doing this. I mean, if you got the money, it just makes sense to kind of do this. Yeah, sure, you might want to jump on like whatever trends, but like you might be able to just like pay for it. And like I can't blame them, especially if they make more money than the ads even than dipping into any sort of like ad budget. Clearly, they applied none of the tips and tricks to grow on YouTube that us YouTubers obsess over, but they still keep getting views and subs because they have a large subscriber base, and YouTube rewards them by pushing their content, and so they just focus on creating content and don't have to worry about performing all those extra steps and optimize it to optimize it for search and views. The algorithm does the work for them by mass recommendation to everyone who watches anything even remotely related to their content. Yeah, the thing of it is, I feel like, the algorithm scales. The algorithm is, its sole target is watch time. If they see a particular channel getting insane watch time, then they're probably just gonna jump on, like, it's like gonna like peddle that makes the most sense to. And so you don't need to necessarily, yeah, you're right, the algorithm is kind of like doing all the work for them. But they did, like, I mean, like, we do have to take into consideration most of these like big content creators. There's only like, I think like a handful of content creators that actually managed to get like 1 million subscribers in like under a year at best. Like, and so most of them have to put in a lot of work into it or had to put the time into it like at like an earlier point. Edit. Small YouTubers are nobodies to the YouTube algorithm. This is true. We could all delete our channels simultaneously and it wouldn't affect YouTube one bit. That's just mainly because like the big YouTube, like if you just grabbed, like, my bad, not grabbed, if you started a new account or whatever, or maybe you didn't even log into an account in general, you're gonna get like general news of crazy stuff going on in the real world, or you're gonna get Mr. Beast. Like, that's pretty much the crux of YouTube. If you ask me, for like someone that just hops onto like the big things that are just super being pushed out there, right? And then you have a lot of people that pay for YouTube ads, that pay for scaling, right? I think it's really that like short. You might be able to get lucky and like as a non Mr. Beast channel and manage to get like on like the front page to someone that just started a YouTube account. But yeah, I think that's like more of what's going on there. Because okay, so yeah, it wouldn't affect it one bit because A, it doesn't need us, and B, it's simply not designed to help smaller creators. Yeah, that's true that it's not, but it's like you have a really good point. I'm not trying to like deny that or anything. That is a very good point. It's just more of like, what is it? It could be worse. That's not like me going like, oh, that means that we should give it a pass. It's just like there is a level of like, I do think that, okay, I agree that it's not like catered to, designed to help smaller creators. Like, let's say like it's YouTube opens its door, right? And pretty much anyone could walk through. Bigger creators, or, well, pretty much anyone can walk through, but there is like a baby gate, and bigger creators can like step over because they have the height, right? Smaller creators don't have the height, so they have to climb the baby gate. But the door is open. And so all you need to do, I think this I think this analogy will work. So the big thing that you need to do is figure out what are the things that are going to help you climb. And then once you do that, then we can like kind of go forward. This being said, like I have like only like 11 subscribers. I've tried multiple channels and haven't gotten anywhere with them. But I also did a thing that I can't do with each of those channels, and that was actually it's not even mentioned in this one. That was niching down. I cannot niche down to save my life. And so this is like the first channel I've ever tried to where I'm not niching down. I've tried dedicating it to 2 different video games that I really like, and it just kind of ruined my experience with both of those games. I think if I had thought of the idea to just make a channel dedicated more towards me and then adding gaming to it, would have been a much better idea than me trying to build off of like the fact that I'm playing a particular game. It just doesn't, I don't have the like the content know-how to really make a channel dedicated to a specific game. I'm not competitive in like terms of like things that drive me in general, but and on top of that, like I don't, what is it? I just don't really fit this bill of being able to like, I don't know really how to explain it, but whether you're creating games like to stream them and like the dedication to go towards that, or whether you're dedicating it towards like all the nuances behind a particular game, I can't really dedicate to either of those things. I could just, I'm better off randomly just going, this is something I want to talk about. Let's talk about it. That's how that's the me. That's what works for me. So, yeah, so the next thing is, let's see, not designed to do that. Also, 95% of the tips and tricks to grow on YouTube type content are clickbait videos made by creators who are catering to an audience of people desperately trying to grow their channels. Maybe their content might help someone who's absolutely new to YouTube and has no idea about how any of it works, but they are not meant for people like us who have tried everything but still fail to get anywhere even after years of trying. That's because there's no general fix. And that's the truth of it. The general stuff is the thing for new YouTubers. Is the thing for brand new people that are just getting into it and trying to figure stuff out. Generalization works. But if you're trying to really build it, even for small, right? If you're really trying to explode, there's no general fix. You have to figure out what it is that you're going to do, right? And to me, this is when they tell you to niche down. I wouldn't necessarily tell you to do that. All I would say is you just need to figure out what it is that you can just blow up on. What you can be absolutely a legend with, right? Whether they need people that want to watch you need to be able to feel your passion into a particular thing and the dedication you're putting into it. Now, you're either going to you can do this in multiple ways. I was going to list only a couple. That's what I'll do. But there's more than just like this couple of ways. You can either be a dedicated like YouTuber and like give very dedicated, detail orientated content, right? That takes like hours upon hours to actually do all the research for and stuff like that. And and then people will feel the passion and dedication that you put into it because of all that work that you did. And it's good content. Or you could be like something more of just, I don't like the idea of like trying to copy the like old YouTube style where everybody had a lot of high energy. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's do this new game, you know, stuff like that. That's not what's going to work. You need to be you, and then you need to let your passion shine. Your love for the thing that you're about to show people, that is the closest thing to a general tip. And then to be honest, I think like a lot of it needs to come down to like, you don't have all the answers, and these videos aren't going to be able to give you any of them. What you need is to be able to explain what it is that you want to like make to someone, and then that other person needs to be able to like explain to you what they would like to see from it. Because that's like going to be like the big thing about it is like, you could have a set passion for something, but you got to make sure that what that is something that people want. And chances are people do want to see your content, but what is it, the thing that you're going to, give them that makes them want to see that? That's why a lot of like video game stuff that really blows up is like challenges, because like they want to see the game that they see all the time, but they want something new with it, right? That's like the best like kind of example I can think of, right? All right, and then last edit. There is a serious problem with the way the algorithm works. It's simply not designed to help smaller creators. So don't let people gaslight you by telling you that your videos are falling because your thumbnails aren't clickable enough, or your title and description need work, or my favorite, make better content. Okay. Yeah, so like to me, like I get where you're coming from. I do, because it doesn't feel quite right, like it's working or anything like that, and I get it. My thought process is like, okay, so the thumbnails aren't clickable enough. This is true. The same thing with the titles and stuff like that. There are people that have already been established, so it doesn't matter what their titles or thumbnails are. It will never matter what their titles or thumbnails are. It does help if they make them more clickbait, because not only do you have like someone that is already established, but if they make something that's clickbaity, like, and what I mean is positive clickbait, not negative clickbait. Like, I think we're going to put it like simply, super simply. Okay. It's not about it needing to be extra clickable. It's not about your title and description need work. They need hooks. You need visual hooks. It is that simple. You need to be able to hook someone into wanting to click on your stuff. What is it that you are doing that is, attracting people to it? Were you the first person to do something, or general early bird gets the worm kind of thing? Or is it something big just happened? Hook people. And then when it comes to your content, this still needs to apply, because you will always need retention rate. And like I've mentioned before, I started working on digital marketing and e-commerce. And the big thing that they teach you with digital marketing is the marketing funnel. And they use a general one, which I think, which is just a 4-layer thing, very easy to understand, but you can actually add more layers to it to make it more expansive and useful. And that is, at the top, you have awareness. then consideration, conversion, then loyalty. And I think this stuff works for content creation too. You know what? I'm gonna go into like my big mode. Is this there we go. Okay, so yeah, now you can like really see me. Okay. So with awareness, that is to spread the fact that you need to put into the work to be seen. And you can't just upload things to YouTube anymore. That's why I think it's important that you build a brand. I don't think it's necessarily important to do all the tech guru stuff, and like some of them just come out so. There are a lot of them. I don't want to put anyone on blast, but there are a lot of them that I just don't like how they make content. And they do fine because of the fact that they're constantly regurgitating the same thing over and over again, and people keep clicking on it as if they've taught them something new, but that was never the case. It's the same stuff over and over. I have my problems with it too, so I absolutely understand where this guy's coming from. So with awareness, you got to put it up on YouTube, but you also got to, add these other elements in order to get your stuff seen. Expect putting more work into it. Now, if you ask me, you don't need to worry about that right off the bat. You don't need to worry about going too hard into it right off the bat. Establish a channel first. Make it to where, like, if someone gets onto your channel, they have stuff to see. So don't worry too much about spreading awareness to your stuff. You got 0 views? Keep the 0 views. That's fine. Work on the next content. Peddle the content as much as you can. I think that is a good idea because, one, you'll start to make mistakes. Or no, my bad. You'll always make mistakes, but like you'll start to notice your mistakes. You'll learn how you can fix them. You'll learn how you can be faster. You'll learn these things by the actual experience of doing it. And I think making the content is just going to be the thing that's going to do that. And if you don't learn from like that general experience, these subreddits are probably a really good idea. So, maybe you could do that with like your awareness stage. Like you establish the channel, then get onto the subreddit and have people like try to like say what they would like to see from it, just so you can get a general feedback. But it is also hard because of the fact that like it's not necessarily your target audience. So it is iffy. But then you got your conversion stage. This is the point to where, or no, my bad. You have your consideration stage. This is the point to where like, now that they know of you, they need to like, they need to be attracted in a way to where they're not clicking off of your content. They're considering staying, right? They need to do this, right? They need to consider staying, and then you would have the conversion to where they actually do stay. These are the like, the reason why it's a general funnel is because it starts out big and it works its way down to like a smaller thing, because people are going to fall off at each stage. So like that, these are just things to take into consideration. And then after conversion, you have loyalty. That's when someone's going to watch your content even more going forward, right? This is meant for digital marketing, but I think it's going to work wonders for making better content, right? And this goes back to having a hook, not a niche, a hook. Make content you want to make. This needs to be about you and your passions and the thing that interests you. So make that. But if you're wanting your channel to blow up, you also need to consider what people want to watch. So if just bare bones, let's say you want to make, let's go all the way back to like, let's say you just want to stream video games. So what's going to set you apart? Where's your sense of value? Where's the thing that people are going, where's your hook that is going to make people want to watch you versus watching someone they already are hooked to playing the same game. That's how all this comes into play. And this is not a general fix because I don't know what kind of content you want to do. Maybe we could talk about it, but like that's about it, right? So let's actually get into these comments. I can't believe I already like pooled like 25 minutes of me just like going off on this. All right, so I remember seeing oh, my bad. Oh, professional. Okay, so I remember seeing Doug Shoes post before, and I really liked the particular feedback that he gave, but I also have forgotten what it was, so let's read it. All right, so exactly. The YouTube guru channels push fake junk. They care about growing their own channels, not yours. So they tell people what they want to hear. Obsess over these details and you'll be successful quick. Good luck with that. Probably won't help, or probably won't happen, my bad. The truth isn't popular. Work really hard over a long period of time making quality content. Quality isn't editing, polish, or special effects. You do need passable audio. This is true. You need basic audio. I never realized how much of an audiophile I was, but there is a difference. Now, I can't handle ASMR at all, right? And there is a level of when people have gone too far with their audio quality to where it's practically ASMR, and it drives me insane. I hate hearing the fact that your mouth is shifting when you're about to say a different word. And there are a lot of podcasts that do this. Stop it, please. Well, I mean, I guess you don't have to stop it, but like I ain't gonna watch your stuff. I'll be on, or I ain't gonna listen to your stuff. I can't handle it. I don't mean to be mean. I really don't. I cannot, like, it is. But then you have like when stuff just isn't done well enough. I think mine is average, and I think I just need to keep it there and not worry too much about it because I don't have. If I put too much effort into trying to constantly fix it, I'll never get anywhere, right? But sorry. Let's go back to this. Where was I? You do need passable audio. For most genres, the viewers want to the entertainment or information. Then after people watch enough, they form an attachment to you. It takes more than 5 minutes. These bigger channels that you look at how long they've been making videos, 10 plus years. I'm not saying it'll take you a decade, but might take a few years of consistent work. This is the unfortunate truth of this. And it's not like earlier, like OP's post was that like it's a problem with the algorithm, but I don't really see an algorithm getting better than that because of how saturated YouTube is. The only way something like that could be done to cater more towards small creators would be if a rival to YouTube channel came out, or not channel, but like service site, I'm not sure, a rival to YouTube, but it had TikTok's algorithm structure, long form organic traffic, and I mean, like, shoot, that would be pretty dope. How many people, I do wonder how many people would like just immediately jump on that. I mean, like, I probably would, because like I'm like really into like all these trends. Like I got into TikTok and then I got my account banned because of bull. So like that was terrible. But like I reestablished on TikTok and now I'm creating content in a different way and it kind of works for me, kind of doesn't. I get too distracted by the fact that I work a full-time job, and then like I come home and then I just want to play video games and don't actually make any content. So that's a problem that I'm going to try to fix. Okay, so yeah, this, what you can take from this is you can take these like three quick tips on this. Have good audio. Just have good audio. It doesn't need to be perfect, just good. Good enough audio. Have good enough audio. There you go, right? Especially with like the rise of TikTok, most of freaking TikTok audio can be like mediocre. So like just have good enough audio, right? Let's see. It's going to take time. Be okay with the fact that it's going to take time, but it'll take significantly less time if you're putting out a lot of content, if you're putting the work into it. If you can do that, it'll take at least a little bit less time. Let's see. And like a third tip is general tips, like what I'm talking about right now. General tips will not blow up your channel. It's just not going to happen. Keep that in your head. Use them to help you, but just don't expect it to blow up your channel. All right, so yep, this is 100% correct. The stuff you hear about creating a community is actually true. You're not going to have much success trying to copy off someone else's community either. Make videos that people want to watch, make them consistent to get the algorithm behind you, and watch as success comes slowly. But yeah, having the magic thumbnail and best title or whatever is just going to drive you nuts. Yeah, this is like, we'll make this like the last thing that I talk about right now. Title, thumbnail, don't stress too much about it. You could think of this as like the same thing as like audio. You need just good enough. Just good enough, because like when I started to actually mess with like thumbnail strategy and stuff like that, I started to become proud of like how my channel was looking. I was enjoying just how I saw my channel. And I think that you will too. So like, put in effort, don't just botch it, but like, remember, it's not about every single aspect of the thumbnail being perfect. All of the keywords in your title lining with the stars in the universe. It is simply about having a hook. It really is. Have a simple hook to just like, because like that's how I am when I go to watch YouTube videos. Someone hooks me onto something. Like anything. I could pull something up, I guess. Like, I mean, like, actually, this is my other one. Actually, this might be a good one to go into next. We're gonna go into that one next. Here we go. End cards. There, yeah. We're gonna go into that one. Here we go.